this evening's meeting to order. This is the regular city council meeting for the city of Algonac, Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Bembas.
Here.
Councilman Carter.
Here.
Councilwoman Davies.
Here.
Mayor Gillis.
Here.
Councilwoman Harris.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin.
Here.
Sworn in.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse Councilman Blair due to work obligations.
Support.
We have a motion to support to excuse Councilman Blair. All in favor?
Aye.
Councilman Blair is excused. We have a moment of silent prayer. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I need a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
Motion. So moved.
There you go.
Second.
Comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have an agenda. We have no presentations this evening, so we will open it up to public comment. Anybody who would like to speak before the council, he has 5 minutes to speak.
Good evening, Eileen Tesh. A couple of things. Number one, a lot of discussion on social media and among my neighbors and the Algonac community regarding this fire millage that is going to be on the ballot on the 27th. I'm not second guessing what your decisions are. Only thing we know is that a few months ago, a $17,000 tree was purchased for the front of the building, and there was a joke, or it was supposed to be sarcastic. We could have spent $70,000 instead of 17, and that was by one of your council members. So moving on, $185,000 vacant school building that's been sitting there for a number of years. The last estimate that we got was $1 million to renovate it. I don't know what your plans are, and you don't know what your plans are because you're opening it up to the public to get ideas. Okay, so that's another major expenditure. And then from what I understand in talking to a few people, I haven't confirmed it, but I understand there's about $4 million in your general fund. Not that we don't love our fire chief and our fire department, and they are the best, but at this time with the way the economy is, and people tightening their belts, and they can't pay their expenses and put food on the table, and especially, we are not a wealthy community here. There's a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck. I'm just asking, maybe there could have been a better way, but we'll see what happens on the 27th, but it's just, I just thought the timing with the way you're spending money, maybe there should be a second look at your expenditures. Secondly, what transpired this weekend with this emergency, we don't know the whole story, just what we've heard, that a car was pulled over by Clay Township, 2 individuals, one that was driving was arrested, the other one, no legal documentation, he took off, and he still has not been apprehended. This is what I understand from one of the deputies, the sheriff deputies, that Clay Township did not communicate with the sheriff's department or with Border Patrol when this all was taking place. The individual still has not been apprehended. So my concern is, do we have a plan? And it was interesting because on Saturday, our illustrious Lisa McLean, our representative, went on national news and said, I don't know if you all heard it, she went on national news and said that St. Clair County is seeing a drastic increase in illegals, and that they are coming in from Waffle Island. And the next day, we have this incident. So I think that we should really figure out a plan. Somebody asked me, well, what do you think? I'm like, well, the siren, they got siren, we hear it once a month or first of the month. You know, some discussion, especially with the elderly, people that are living alone. You know, we don't want to wait till somebody gets hurt. God forbid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to speak before the council?
Hello,
Hello.
my name is Jennifer Wojtovich. I've been a resident here for almost 18 years. And I wanted to speak to you tonight because I am a member of the Urban Seed. We are a nonprofit and our mission is to promote community spirit, beautify our community, provide education about gardening, donate food to the community, and support the urban agricultural movement. We currently volunteer our time at the East Point Community Garden, and we hope to expand throughout Michigan. The East Point Community Garden has been around for about 13 years now. Last season was our best season. We built 24 new giving garden beds, and we donated over 1,100 pounds of fresh produce to those in need. And we are planning to double that this coming season. I was extremely excited to hear about the elementary purchase. And I can't wait to see amazing things happen for our area with that property. We at Urban Seed would love to be a part of this. My thoughts were to have an opportunity to use the garden, the courtyard space to form an Urban Seed community garden, similar to that which we are doing in East Point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jennifer, hi, I know we've talked, and I know this is kinda, you know, we're not really supposed to go back and forth, but just a quick question, do you do rooftop gardens?
Rooftop, no.
Like on buildings
we
with flat
haven't.
roofs, cause I know in some parts of the country, that's a new thing to help with climate change
Okay,
and all that, I didn't know if your group,
no, we haven't done that yet.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura. I moved out here in 2019. I'm a glass artist. I paint windows too. I did the paintings on the windows for Clay Township. I would love to see something cool going there for this area. I would be willing to take my kilns to the school and any supplies I have. I have molds for fusing, slumping, casting, and I do have glass, but if I'm using my glass, of course, we would have to, you know, I would have to be reimbursed for the glass. The kilns are, you know, they're gonna fire. I have 110 kilns and I have 220 kilns. I have a kiln it's huge, it's massive. And it takes about 5 people to lift it. It's heavy.
Sounds like it.
So it's a massive kiln, it's a $5,000 kiln. I torch, I can blow glass with tubes. I can teach anything when it comes to glass and painting, even crafts. I'm a multi-crafter. So I would love to see something, you know, we have so much, I can even get in other glass artists to this community and put on a blow fest. And put money back into the school. So Detroit's doing it. They have glass roots down there, and every year in July, they have this big blow fest. And all these glass artists come from all different states to blow glass, and then they auction their pieces off. And every year, they give tons of money to our school system to keep art in schools. We can even do something like that. I know tons of glass artists, tons. And that would be cool to put in a blow fest out here, people that nobody has seen. You know, they'll bring in their furnaces and everything. They bring in their stash of everything, and they sell too. So we can even put up tables where people can buy some of their merchandise. So, that's what they do in Detroit. Why not bring some more money to this area with a huge blow fest that people don't see? So, those are my ideas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good idea.
Anybody else for public comment? Seeing none, city manager report, Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Update on Algonac Elementary. So the residents, have shared their ideas with the city, and a summary of the ideas will be presented at and discussed at 7 p.m. on March 5th, after the regular city council meeting. Brief update on the ambulance millage that passed in August of 2022. There's been a lot of positive developments at Tri-Hospital. They have trained 51 emergency medical technicians and 27 paramedics and 37 medical first responders since 2022. They have also ordered 8 new ambulances equipped with the latest technology to keep patients and employees safe during transport. They have also eliminated the co-insurance balances for St. Clair County residents who utilize an ambulance. So your typical healthcare plan covers 80% of the ambulance, and the subscriber is responsible for the remaining 20%. Tri-Hospital now waives that 20% balance for all St. Clair County residents who utilize an ambulance. And an update on the pool. As you know, the 1957 pool at Lionsfield was closed in 2020 due to water loss and safety concerns. The total estimated cost of the new pool is $1.7 million. To save taxpayer money, the city has been actively seeking grants for the new pool. So far, the city has received grants totaling $700,000. We had applied for one more grant and expected an announcement in early 2024. We received notice this week that we did not receive that funding. Therefore, the next step will be to go out for bids and then determine if funding will be available to move forward.
Thank you. Any questions for Mrs. Gerstenberg?
I have a question. Has the lady that spoke, has that idea come forward that you said on Algonac L?
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Mayor Pro Tem Martin, yes. Laura Byrne has submitted a letter, and that will be included in the presentation.
Okay, and then hopefully she'll be present when we discuss Algonac L on March 5th?
I guess.
All right.
And Mayor, Jennifer should, I would hope would be there too the same day, so we can talk, cause I've talked to her a little bit about her ideas, and this might be something the city can work with her on. I'm very interested in it, to try to find a way we can work with her on that, it's a good cause.
Yeah, she was at the small town,
She was.
the small
She
business
was, that's where
outlet,
we talked.
Yeah.
and had some great ideas, that was awesome.
Anyone else? Seeing none? Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of regular city council meetings from February 6, 2024, departmental reports that include blight enforcement, building, DPW, finance, fire department, water department. Under communications and notices, we have the boards and commissions rosters and housing commission minutes. Can I have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Support?
Comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none. All in favor of accepting the consent agenda, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? We have no unfinished business, so we're on to new business. Actually, this is probably one of my favorite things that every year to accept. Item 11A is to approve the Milford Jackson Testamentary Trust Account. In 1991, Algonac resident Milford Jackson established the Milford Jackson Testamentary Trust, which upon his death would pay Algonac an annual income. Fifth Third manages the trust and annually provides a statement to the city of Algonac. The statement reports on 2 accounts, the Milford Jackson Testimony Trust Account account, and holds fixed income and equity mutual funds, and the Milford Jackson Testimony Trust sub-account, which holds individual equities, stocks. The income earned in the sub-account is transferred regularly over to the main account to be reinvested or distributed. All fees and distributions are paid for from the main account. Each year, a waiver and consent form must be submitted to the state of Michigan Probate Court, acknowledging the city has received a copy of the annual account of fiduciary short form for the trust from Fifth Third Bank. This is the 30th year the city has received income. 30 years, wow. This year, the city received $26,903.04 from the trust. Can I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the Milford Jackson Testamentary Trust Account Summary and authorize the city manager to sign the waiver and consent form on behalf of the city.
Well, I'll support it.
Comments?
Yes, Mayor, I just wanna go over this, about, I'd say it's been 6 years now, I know I worked with you, Mr. Mayor, on, suggesting that this money's always used for parks or rec or something to deal with kids or family. It should never be thrown just into the account at large. This is money that somebody's donated, not just to go into the general fund, but to be used for the community itself. And I know last year we talked about it, you know, we get, inquiries about Christmas trees and stuff. Well, that's where this money should go to, is things like that. So even if we deduct the $16,000, whether it be from last year or this year, the balance should, I'm gonna challenge the city manager to, come up with a project for, if we wanna take either the whole amount, or if we wanna take $16,000 off of that for at least $10,000 for something that might not be in the budget itself, but, for something that we can upgrade our parks, or the boardwalk, or something. Milford Jackson was very gracious to give us this money that we use year after year after year. I'm sure that the Jackson family didn't want it just to go into the general fund. When we talk about the Christmas tree, even with that, if you look on Google, a pine tree like we bought says it should last between 100 and 1,000 years. We'll go with the short side, okay, with 100 years. That comes to $160 a year for that tree. Now, that tree will be there long after every one of us on council have moved on to our final resting place. That will be there for, Mr. Mayor, for your grandson to be at that tree singing carols one day, okay? It's money well spent. What are we here for? We are here to make Algonac a nice community for nice people to have a nice, enjoyable life. And that's what we're doing with the Christmas tree and the whole thing with that. And I 100% did, have, and will always support our purchase of that Christmas tree and anything we do with that, with our parks and the betterment of our community for the enjoyment of families.
That's right. I support that.
I agree.
I agree.
Anyone else? I will concur with you, because I think I remember, about 6 years ago, we sat down here as a council and said, if I was to die tomorrow and leave the city, let's see what the amount is here, it's 400, right now it's $423,000 that's in this trust fund that this man left for the city of Algonac. I know that I wouldn't wanna be up there looking down going, well, those potholes sure look good filled in. I'd want it to be something for the residents.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I thank Mr. Jackson for everything that he's gifted us. I think it's just an amazing gift that he's left us.
I agree.
Any other discussion?
Just a challenge that our city manager comes up with something to spend the rest of the money on a specific project.
And not potholes.
Not potholes. Not
No
for
pressure.
No pressure.
There at all. Yeah, we can get a plaque and put it by the tree, thanking Mr. Jackson.
That might not be a bad idea.
There you go.
That's a great idea.
There you
That's a
go.
Great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, can we do that?
yes, we can.
I like that a lot.
Yes.
That's a wonderful idea.
We'll put it by those laser lights that I got that were just bright,
Well,
I
no.
thought they were gonna be.
No, I'm jealous, I didn't think of that, and you did. That's
And?
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, you're fine. We're all good ideas come from the team.
Yes.
There you go.
That's right.
We all get to own it now.
There you go.
Just joking.
You know, it's okay, I can steal my thunder, it's all good.
All right. No further discussion, could I have a roll call, please? On the accepting of the grant.
Councilman Bembas,
Yes.
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy,
Yes.
Mayor Gillis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, next Next on is accounts payable.
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $248,689.98.
Support?
Comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none, could I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy,
Yes.
Mayor Gillis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin,
Yes.
Councilman Bembas.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Items for the next agenda, Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Right now, we have 4 special event permits. We have Easter services, craft show for the Historical Society, car show for the Historical Society, and we have fireworks permits for the pickerel tournament and the bump and run, but not your special events permits.
Wow, sounds like we're gonna have a lot of fun. All right. Council comments, Councilman Bembas.
Couple things. First, tomorrow at the Lutheran Church is, their monthly dinner. They're having pulled pork sandwiches. Who doesn't like pulled pork, right? It's a little too early to be outside the barbecue, but you can come to the church and get some barbecue. I'm gonna give my 2 cents on the, fire department millage now. The nice thing is we can all sometimes agree to disagree. We all have different opinions and all that, and that's fine, We all have to do what our conscience says we should do with that. But I love our fire department and I wanna keep it, the top-notch fire department that it is. We are one of the best rated fire departments in St. Clair County for the size we are. And a lot of that goes to Joe Doan and his crew. They do an excellent job. I support them 100%. I've told my wife this, and maybe I shouldn't say it out loud, but I will. If the worst happens to me, don't call 911. Call Joe Doan. He'll probably be there quicker than 911. We're an older community, and things change. There is a different type of equipment that we need compared to what they needed 30 years ago when we were all a lot younger, okay? But we're older now. There's a lot more medical situations than that. The equipment is worlds above better than what it used to be. But with that comes cost. It costs a heck of a lot more money to give the same service to all of us older folk than what it did when we were younger folk. And that's why we need to look into better funding for the fire department. It also keeps our fire department independent, okay? So that there's, that independence of that fire department means we in Algonac have the say-so and the control of what we do with our community. We don't have to worry about outside sources and this and that, the other thing. So, I'll leave it at that. Everybody vote your conscience. And again, it's okay to agree to disagree. That's why we live in the republic we live in. But that's just my 2 cents as far as our fire department. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Carter?
Good to see everybody. Thank you for your ideas, Jennifer and Laura. And I too, hope to see everybody at the election next week. It's important that we get out and vote, whether you are for or against. It's your right to come out, so please come out and vote. Everybody have a good week.
Can I ask a question? The pool.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ms.
sorry,
Marquez.
okay.
Thank you. Councilwoman Davy.
Jennifer, thank you. Thank you. I absolutely love that idea. I could just picture kids, all the kids there. It's a great idea. To speak to what, Councilman Bembas had said, yeah, we bought a tree. Ladies and gentlemen, we bought a school. We bought 3.2 acres of incredibly usable property. A property that for 7 years was listed for $749,000. I live a block away from that building. Everyone wants to see businesses come into the city. Now, if I'm looking to bring my business to Algonac, of course, I'm gonna drive around the city where I plan on putting what is bringing me my livelihood. And that vacant eyesore is just that, a vacant eyesore for people who are looking to invest in the city. I can't, for the life of me, understand why that particular purchase would be an issue. This has been something that has been discussed by the people who live in this community for 7 years, that they want it gone. They give ideas of what they would like to see there, they want it gone. We bought it, we have the opportunity to turn this into something that is going to make a difference for the kids, for the residents. Yeah, we've got money in our general fund, and we also have a pool that needs to be taken care of like yesterday. We have a boardwalk that needs to be done. We have streets that need to be taken care of. That money doesn't come out of my backyard. So if we can put money towards our fire department, which I wanna throw out there that of the communities here, Clay Township, Ira, and Algonac, of those three, only Algonac is a licensed medical first responder. Clay Township and Ira provide basic life support. Our fire department will get there faster than the ambulance service will. And like Mike said, and I said at the last meeting, far be it from me to tell anyone how to vote on something, but I think it's incredibly important that everyone have all of the information. You know, you don't wanna vote for it, you don't wanna vote for it, but forgive me, please don't base your vote on a pine tree. There's more to look at on this millage than a tree by this building. And I told you, you wanna bust my chops about a tree? I'm good with that, but please don't tie that in to the things that we need to do to move forward in the city. We're starting to make some progress. We need to keep it that way. That's all I got.
Thank you.
But you're welcome.
Well said.
Councilwoman here?
Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Laura and Jennifer. St. Catherine's has a fish fry on Friday night. It's $17 inside, $10 for children. I also wanna touch on the issues that both Mike and Dawn brought up. Yes, we are not gonna go backwards with our fire department. I am very pro fire and police. I want them to have whatever is necessary to make this town be the town that we know it to be. I also think that it's ridiculous to lump in a Christmas tree with it, but I also don't wanna tell anyone how to vote, but I know how I'm gonna vote, and how I did vote in my absent ballot. I just hope that everyone sees things the way that we see things. Thank you.
Well said.
Thank
Well
you.
said, Kathy.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin?
I'm not gonna reiterate everything that was said here at the table. I agree with all of those things that were said. Heard some negatives and heard a lot of positives. And the positives are gonna win out. And it's very important that we have a productive discussion, March
Yes,
Fifth.
yes.
And see what's brought forward and, what we can afford. That's gonna be important too. That's the decisions we'll have to work around. But I'm looking forward to hearing what's going on March 5th. That's it.
Right. Laura and Jennifer, thank you so much for coming and providing your ideas. I hope for sure that you show up, you come March 5th too, for the roundtable. I know there's been, I often hear the criticism that we bought a school, we didn't know what we were gonna do with it. We bought a piece of property, in my opinion, because when we did our survey in 2017, the master plan redevelopment survey, and you looked where those orange dots were, the majority of those orange dots were on that school property. Which property did they wanna see redeveloped? So we were sitting and for $185,000, we invested the money, and now we want the community's input. I think that's a pretty democratic way of trying to do this, is to sit down and talk about it. So, speaking of democracy, the fire department, we're putting it for a vote of the people. It's the most democratic way of doing it. Let the people decide. And I think, personally, I remember the worst night of my life as a young parent, and I've told this story before. When Chief Doan showed up at my house, I felt much better that night. My son had croup, and I know it was just, yeah, you hear later on, yeah, I should have took him outside and put him in the shower. But we called 911 because we were scared, and at no point did our fire department make us feel silly. No, they took care of my son. And I can't be so thankful that they were there within 3 minutes. It was a long 3 minutes, but it was a short time. Since we're talking about election day, it is Tuesday. Make sure you get out and vote, but you can vote now at Clay Township. The state law that was passed last year allows for early voting. Algonac's early voting precinct is at Clay Township, now through Sunday. The hours on that are
8 to 4.
8 to 4. So if you'd like to vote in person, with the new state law, you have 9 days to do so, and it is going on now. So you can go there now, or next Tuesday over here at St. Catherine's. And I think that is all I have. One more
We
thing.
gotta do one more thing.
One more thing.
I forgot to say, I attended the South Water Municipal Utility Authority meeting today. Good meeting, lots of good information. I was glad that I was able to crash a party in the middle of it. I didn't know it was gonna be at the wastewater treatment plant. But that was good to see that everything is moving along the way it's supposed to be. And I think that's all I got now. I'm done.
Okay. One more thing?
No, one more thing.
Well, I was gonna say, Kathy mentioned fish on Friday, and they have some good fish.
Yes, they do.
It was good fish. We were there on Friday, and it was very good.
All right. With that, I'm gonna need a motion to go into closed session as permitted by state statute 15.268
So,
to discuss negotiation of collective bargaining agreement.
She said so moved.
Support.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Going in closed session.